The cult in the woods. The town of Havenwood had always been quiet. Not peaceful, not quaint. Just quiet. A quiet that pressed on your eardrums. A quiet that made the rustling of leaves sound like whispers. Then one crisp autumn morning, Havenwood became eerily silent. Dozens of its residents, families, entire households had vanished. Gone. As if they'd never existed. Sheriff Brody, a man whose face was as weathered as the old oak in the town square, was at a loss. There were no signs of forced entry, no signs of struggle, just empty houses, cars left in driveways, half-eaten meals on tables. It was as if the town had been raptured, but without the divine fanfare. The investigation led them into the dense, ancient woods that surrounded Havenwood. Locals spoke of strange rituals, whispers of a secluded group living deep within the trees, a cult obsessed with what they called ascension. Dismissed as folklore for years, these whispers now echoed with a chilling resonance. Deep within the woods, they found it. A clearing bathed in an unsettling stillness. A massive stone altar stood at its center, covered in bizarre symbols carved into the rock. The air hung heavy with a metallic scent. The earth beneath their feet stained a disturbing dark crimson. This wasn't just a ritual site, it was a scene of unspeakable horror. They found their leader, too, Elias Thorne. He was sitting cross-legged amidst the carnage, his white robe stark against the blood-soaked earth. He was alive, but unresponsive. His eyes were completely black. No pupil, no iris, just two voids staring into nothingness. He didn't speak, didn't move, didn't even blink. He was a statue carved from flesh and bone, his silence more terrifying than any scream. Thorne was taken into custody, but he remained an enigma. Doctors, psychologists, even the most seasoned interrogators couldn't break through his catatonic state. He became a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurked beneath the surface of Havenwood's quiet facade. The case went cold. The official narrative was mass hysteria, a tragic event fueled by fanaticism. But the people of Havenwood knew better. They felt the lingering presence in the woods, a cold dread that seeped into their bones. Years passed. Havenwood remained a shell of its former self, the silence now a suffocating blanket. Then the whispers started again. Hikers venturing deep into the woods spoke of figures in white robes, moving silently among the trees. They described faces hidden in shadows, eyes that reflected the moonlight with an unnatural gleam. One group of hikers even claimed to have seen them performing a ritual, chanting in a language no one recognized, their voices echoing through the trees like the growls of unseen beasts. They said the figures raised their arms to the sky, and a dark shape descended from the heavens, a swirling vortex of shadows that swallowed the moon whole. No one believed them, of course. They were dismissed as crackpots, their stories brushed aside as the ramblings of overactive imaginations. But those who live in Havenwood, those who remember the silence, they know the truth. They know that the cult is still out there, waiting in the shadows, and that the ascension, it wasn't the end. It was just the beginning.